Well, hello y'all. It's me, Coach Ange. Long time no see. Things have been kind of crazy and I've kept putting these videos on the back burner, but I am back and they should be coming out pretty regularly moving forward. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of my journey. I'm so appreciative of all of you. Today we're going to do just some really basic arm exercises. Of course, as always, check with your doctor before doing anything. You definitely want to make sure that you are not going to hurt yourself. These are very basic exercises, but you still want to be sure that they are safe for you. So I'm going to do a handful and just kind of show you how they're done. I'm not going to go through the whole workout. It's not an actual training session. It's just going to be showing you how to properly do each of these exercises. I mean, these are all for arms and shoulders. It's different parts of the arm and shoulder. And so personally, I enjoy using kettlebells. These exercises aren't necessarily intended to be used with kettlebells, but you can. It doesn't really make a difference. There are kettlebell specific exercises, but I have very small hands and they actually don't have a lot of strength in them. That it has a lot to do with my dwarfism, but also because they are small. And so I find using the kettlebell and being able to hold it like this works for me. There are other options. You can use just a regular dumbbell. The smaller ones are easier to hold. Of course, always start with the lowest weight possible, and then you can always move up. You definitely don't want to overdo it. You can also use wrist weights, and which can double as ankle weights. There's many different kinds. Some of them have the plates that can be removed, so that makes it nice for different weight options. But just find something that works for you, that's comfortable for you, and safe for you. So let's get started. So I'm just going to use one, even though, so you can, with most of these exercises, you can either do both hands at the same time, or you can do one at a time. Also with arm exercises, you can typically sit down and do them effectively. So if you are differently abled, then this allows you the opportunity to still exercise. And of course, you can always use no weights, because simply moving your arm is good. So even if you don't feel like you're able to use a weight, you can still move your arms and get some work in. You can also use canned goods. You can use a bottle of water. I mean, anything can be used to help improve your strength and your health. So again, I'm going to use the kettlebell. So the first thing we're going to do is an Arnold Press. And I don't know if this is named after, probably not, but now I forgot his name. Oh my God, the Terminator. Anyway, so Arnold Schwarzenegger. So anyway, sorry, squirrel. With the Arnold Press, a lot of times this is done laying down, but again, it can be done standing up, it can be done sitting down. So you're just gonna hold your arm out as at a 90-degree angle and just lift straight up and then down. Whenever you're exercising, it's good to flex and hold the muscle that you're attempting to work out. And so I am a believer in going slower than going really fast, because you tend to work out the muscle a little more, especially for women who are looking to just get some tone. And that's just what I think. There's different methods and different reasonings behind each, but that's how I train. So with the Arnold Press, you're just going to lift up and down, and you want to keep it at a 90-degree angle. You don't want it to go down. That way you can maximize the bicep, the shoulder, and the tricep. The next is going to be a bicep curl. I have a really hard time targeting my bicep, and so with the bicep curl, I am very slow in doing it so that I can really tighten and feel, and I'll even put my hand on my bicep in order to ensure that I am really working it. My forearm has a tendency to want to take over. It's a longer muscle, and so it works easier. But I would like to avoid the whole Popeye look, so I try to be very mindful when doing things like bicep curls. The next one is one of my favorites. You know, all of us women hate this. We don't hate. All of us women wish that this part of our arm was a little bit different. And so any tricep exercises that you can do will help tone that up. And so the overhead tricep is you lift your arm up, and then you're just going to dip it back, and you will feel it right in here. So that is that. And this is what it looks like from the back. Now you can also turn your hand when you get to the top, and that will add a little bit extra resistance. But again, just make sure that you're comfortable with what you are doing. Do not overdo it. Next is going to be the lateral arm raise, which is just this. Now these are hard, so you may want to just start by no weight and then a really light weight, because these are very hard, and they're very hard on your shoulder. And then lastly is the underhand kickback. That is another tricep exercise. So this may be a little more difficult for those who are differently abled, because you do have to lean forward. Now you can still sit down and do it, but it requires some core strength to be able to lean forward and hold yourself forward. And so for this one, you're just going to have your knees slightly bent and lean over and put your arm down straight and, well, not arm down straight, sorry. Put your arm at a 90-degree angle with it aligned with your body while you're bent over slightly, and then you're just gonna kick it back. And so this does your tricep, but it also does some back too, so it's really good. It's a really good exercise. My suggestion is typically to do 3 sets of 12. It just depends on what you're looking to achieve. Some of my clients, I have them just do it to failure, which means that they do it until they can't do it anymore, and then rest, and then do another set just the same way. But it really just depends on what you're trying to achieve and what works for you. And again, you know, just be certain that you aren't overdoing it, that you aren't hurting yourself and causing any damage. So that's this week's exercise. It's some arms. I'm not really sure what next week is going to be, but I am also working on some cooking videos. Pretty excited about that. So anyway, subscribe and share, and thank you for your support, and I will see you next week.